Okay, it's preparing. Okay, it's preparing. Okay. There we go. Okay, hi everyone. This is our 6th Q&A session, their last Q&A session of the week. We hope that you've enjoyed our website. Everything will be up until Sunday, and you can go view any members' videos or do some demonstrations. But my name is Priya, and I'm Vice President of UBC Young Women for STEM, and I'll be moderating today's last Q&A session. So if Tegan and Jenny want to introduce themselves, you guys can go ahead.
Hi, I'm Tegan Phillips. I'm the founder and president of the UBC Young Women for STEM. I graduated from UBC last year. I completed my Bachelor of Science degree with a major in physics and a minor in philosophy. And this year I'm doing a year of non-degree studies before going on to graduate studies.
Hello, my name is Jenny, and I am currently a first-year PhD student in chemistry, studying analytical chemistry, and I also actually graduated from Bachelor of Science in Chemical Biology last year.
Awesome, thank you. We'll start off the questions by why did you choose UBC?
So I chose UBC partly because of the program, because it's a really good program there. The physics department, the Department of Physics and Astronomy is really good. It's one of the best in Canada. And so that was a big part of why I wanted to go to UBC and to UBC Vancouver in particular. And I also wanted to go there partly because I wanted to have a bit more independence and live somewhere new. I grew up in the Okanagan Valley. So instead of going to UBC Okanagan, which is a little closer, I wanted to go to Vancouver. I also have relatives in the Vancouver area. So I had visited there a lot when I was young and really loved the city, and was able to stay with relatives in Burnaby and just commute to UBC's campus, which was pretty nice. Not the commuting, but living with my relatives for a few years was really nice.
For me, it was well, they had a program called Destination UBC, which is what for admitted students, admitted domestic students to come to UBC for like a weekend and then get to know the campus. And I really liked my stay that time, and UBC had a good academic reputation, and it was close to an urban environment, like it's close to downtown Vancouver. And UBC also has a good co-op program, which I've heard of, so that's why I chose UBC.
Great. And just as a reminder, you can, if you're watching this live, you can comment in the chat section or comments of this video and we can answer your questions live. Otherwise, what was your favorite class that you've taken so far?
I have a lot of favorite classes. I've taken a lot of different courses, and I guess I'll pick two. So I've done a mix of arts and sciences all throughout my undergraduate degree or degrees. I went to a college first and was doing arts, and then I switched into sciences. So I think on the science side and within physics, my favorite course would have been one of my quantum mechanics courses. I've taken two. I took, I believe it's Physics 402 last year, which is applications of quantum mechanics, and that was really cool. We got to learn like some of the basics of quantum computing, which is really cool, and just do more quantum mechanics, which I found kind of fun. And I think on the art side, I'm taking a course right now on history of theater, actually. I just thought it sounded really fun. And one of those courses that you can take at university that you have like never heard of in high school, or at least I never heard of in high school. So I'm really enjoying that and learning a lot about the ancient Greeks so far. And it's great because it's not just about theater, it's about kind of the ancient Greek society or ancient Athenian society in particular. So I'm learning a lot more about kind of the politics and how it all worked together, how they fit together, like arts and sports and like politics and philosophy as well. So it's helping me better understand some of the ancient Greek philosophy too.
For me, I also liked a lot of the courses I took in undergrad. I'll talk about one from undergrad and one from grad school. So in undergrad was Chem 304. It was like physical chemistry because it was like the course was about like thermodynamics and stuff, but then it also tied into the quantum like it's like a introduction into quantum mechanics and how the microscopic and the macroscopic aspects of physical chemistry are related, and I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, and for grad school, one of the courses I took last year or last term was bioanalytical chemistry, which is actually not like traditional undergraduate courses. It was more like seminar where like the professor introduced new topic on a specific kind of analytical method for each lecture. So it was quite interactive. We got to read some research papers and evaluate their merits, and then we take turns presenting our critiques. And then, so through this, it was kind of like get to take more control of what I learned. And yeah, so and we also got to learn how to write a grant proposal and write a literature review paper, which was very useful for my current degree.
Those are great answers. They sound very interesting. What have you enjoyed most about your university experience?
I think one of the things I've enjoyed the most is just being able to learn about so many different things and take such a wide variety of courses and have so much independence with the kind of courses that I take, and the kind of things that I learn about, and the things that I do in my spare time as well, having so many more opportunities to get involved with extracurriculars and to meet new people and learn from a much greater and more diverse group of people than I knew in high school or knew growing up. So definitely, I think being able to learn like so many different things and from so many different people.
What I enjoyed most was becoming like independent and while living like on campus because I came from Calgary, so it was a big move to Vancouver, but it was a very enjoyable experience living like away from home, and I met some good friends through Res and my program. And yeah, and I really like the freedom to choose what I get to learn and all the different co-op and research experiences.
Okay, and on that note, what made you choose STEM? Was there any other influences in your life in high school or anything like that that put you on this path?
Yeah, as I mentioned, and I talk a bit about this in my presentation on the website, but I've kind of gone back and forth between science and arts, and there's quite a few different reasons why I chose to switch from arts into studying physics. And Yeah, a few of the main reasons. One of them was just that I liked it. I liked physics in high school, and I liked it when I took it at the college, and I took first year physics and calculus. I liked the math a little bit too. I liked doing the math. I kind of missed it after taking a year off from math, which was really weird, but it was true. And so I enjoyed that, and I liked the challenges and how it was kind of like puzzle solving. So that was a big part of why. And the other part was the different opportunities that were available. I've always wanted to go abroad and to just take like internships and study in different places. And there are more opportunities, or seem like more opportunities, to do that through sciences than through arts. Especially at the graduate level, it's very international. And even at undergraduate level, there's a lot of internships available to go and work at university labs or different research groups in various different places. So those kind of opportunities were important to me. And the last thing was my professors. I was really encouraged by some of my physics professors at Okanagan College to go into physics, and they were really helpful, telling me all about kind of different opportunities, and just giving me support and telling me that it would be that I would be good in physics and that I could really do well. So giving me that kind of support and encouragement was also really important.
Um, I chose STEM because, well, in high school I was more good at like the science subjects than the language arts and social studies subjects. So I already knew kind of like I wanted to go into science, but as for which path, like in biology, chemistry, physics, I wasn't sure yet. That was probably like second or third year into my undergraduate degree. As I learned more about chemistry and biology, I knew kind of know which branches I like more. So yeah, yeah, that's it.
Okay, next one. What are your best study tips or tips to be a successful student?
I think with just in general, one really important thing, which does get emphasized a lot because it's really important, is being well organized and having good organizational skills and time management. So a couple things that have helped me is having a calendar, like I have one on right there. I have a little sticker code to mark it. Normally I get one of those large calendars, like the family planner calendars, and then I write in like all of my due dates as soon as I get them. And that way I can just flip ahead and I know what's coming up next month and in the next couple of weeks. And then I can plan in other events and know when I have meetings and when I have work shifts and all of that kind of stuff. And I also have like a weekly planner so that I know the day-to-day things when I have classes and when I have other meetings and things that I need to drop off, or when I have when my professors have office hours and that kind of stuff. So that organizational aspect is definitely really important for being a successful student, and I think just in general for being organized is really helpful.
For me, what helped was reviewing the lectures as soon as possible after the lecture, and specifically by like writing like short summaries and doing practice problems for applicable courses. And yeah, I actually also go to the professor's office hours. They might not be effective in lecturing, but if students go to office hours, they're actually very helpful and nice. So that's going to office hours also helped.
Yeah, profs are people too. They're not as scary when they're in office hours as when they are when they're lecturing. Um, what surprised you most about university?
I think one of the things that surprised me most, or probably what surprised me the most, maybe isn't really about university per se, but it's about like how university has changed me and how much I've changed over the last few years, and just how much I've grown and all the things that I've been able to do. I kind of look back sometimes at like where I was in high school and where I was in college and then where I am now, and the kind of things that I've been able to do over the last, well, kind of like 7 years. It's been a long time. But still, I've been able to do like so many things that I didn't expect that I would be able to do. And I feel like I've just grown so much as a person and become like, I don't know. I feel like I'm happier with myself as a person. Like I feel more capable of doing so many things, and I'm like happier with where I'm going in my life and the kind of things that I feel I'm able to do. Yeah.
Kind of going off of Tegan's remark about um, being happier with yourself. I was surprised that um, like university really helped me to be more productive, and I found myself to be more productive when I have time constraints. Like not about procrastination, but like if I have many assignments or for different classes, then I can better manage my time. And because it's always like I don't have to dwell on a problem. I always think about what I should or what I need to do next, and that really helped. Surprisingly, helped me to be more productive.
No, that's very true. It's like when you take the more classes, you end up doing better because you're not trying to fill all your time. Like you have a schedule and you need to follow it. So, and what's something you wish you had known in first year?
Yeah. I think I like to reiterate the point that Jenny just made. Knowing that in some cases, like doing a bit more can actually you can do better, and doing more like not just courses and not just focusing on just studying like all day. That's not how you get the best grades, and sometimes like working in more extracurriculars or spending time with your friends or just doing things for you and doing things to give your brain a break, how much that can actually really help you and help you do a lot better. That's something that I wish I had been a bit more aware of. And the other thing specific, I think, to UBC would be knowing more about all the different resources that are available. Like the resources in terms of people who can help you with studies and with making like setting goals and learning all these kind of study skills, as well as like learning how to manage stress and mental health, but also just some of the more physical or digital resources. Like I've discovered this year, like the UBC library has so many different collections of so many different things. There's like movies that you can watch. You can watch like the Avengers through the UBC library, and I didn't know that. And all sorts of different books and like plays and collections of all sorts of different things. So I wish I had known a bit more about that and maybe been able to take advantage of that, and instead of like streaming Netflix and paying for that, just watch it through the UBC library, and take more advantage of some of the many different resources that are available.
For me, I think in my first year, I was trying to do my best in all my courses, and so that was a bit too much, I think. So if I could go back, probably I would have been better at prioritizing like which courses and assignments are most important, like so that I can get more done and like, because if I try to do my best in everything, it's not gonna work out. That's not gonna happen. Can just be best at something and not others. So for example, I studied a lot for a bio class, but that wasn't my strong point. So I ended up like, even though I was very better at chemistry course, I ended up doing similar, but kind of not the best marks I could hope for. So it's better to prioritize on what I'm good at instead of trying to do my best in all. Yeah.
No, that's a really good point. You really learn how to figure out what you're good at and excel in those things and kind of cut your losses in other things. And sometimes that's just the way that life happens. What are your plans or goals after you graduate?
So I'm going to be starting a master's program in the fall. I'm actually going to be going to England. I'm going to Cambridge. I got into a master's program there somehow. So I'll be studying the MPhil in history and philosophy of science and focusing on topics related to physics, the history and philosophy of physics. And some things like logic and AI are some projects that I've talked about with the people there. So I'll do that and then probably go on to a PhD. And beyond that, I will probably end up as like an academic, a professor somewhere doing some teaching. But I do hope my kind of goal or ideal, I guess, is to continue with doing like some communication work and incorporate kind of performing arts again. I grew up doing a lot of performing arts. I grew up dancing a lot and have gotten more into theater since I graduated high school and have done some theater plays. And that's part of why I'm taking the theater course because I am really interested in theater and acting and stuff like that. So I'd like to incorporate that as well. And whether I just do that kind of in my spare time, or my goal is to have a TV show and to present a TV show on something like the history of physics or the history and philosophy of physics. So be like a science educator in addition to a professor, like Professor Brian Cox or Neil deGrasse Tyson in the US for astronomy. So do that, but more kind of oriented towards physics and towards the kind of history and philosophy of physics side.
Since I'm in a PhD program and my life for 5 years kind of laid out, so this year I'm just focusing on getting my courses done and doing well on them, and then doing a lot of reviewing literature on to keep up to date with the research in my field. And so next year is probably doing my comprehensive exam where I get to present like a research progress or a proposal in front of several professors. And yeah, so it's kind of like testing your research, like assessing my research skills and my general knowledge of chemistry. And then so my PhD program will take probably 5 years to complete. And then after that, I'm not sure if I'm going to industry or academia, but still probably doing something, a research career in analytical chemistry.
Wow. A lot of academia, but just because you're in STEM doesn't mean you need to stay in academia. There's lots of industry jobs and all that kind of stuff. Like a BSc in science is still awesome. And this is our last question. So if you want to throw in any advice or anything like that, now is your time. Is there anything else you would recommend for someone considering a university and a degree in STEM?
I think, let me see, I think one thing is to perhaps just think more on like what you're most interested in and whether it's something that you have to go to university for, or maybe other programs, whether it's something like professional programs or trades programs or anything like that, or more work educated or work oriented programs, and just kind of see what your goals are, if you have anything in particular, and then plot out like what are your different options for where you want to go, and be open. There's a lot of different ways that you can get into STEM in particular, and even getting into university. Like I went to a local college for a few years before I transferred to UBC. I didn't go straight to university, and I did university equivalent courses. And I did that to try and figure out like where exactly I wanted to go, because I just was started with like general courses and took a whole wide variety of different things, because I didn't have one particular thing that I was really, really keen on and knew like that's where I wanted to go. So if you have that kind of opportunity to maybe stay at home if you aren't sure like where exactly you want to go, and just try things out for a little bit, then that's a really great thing to take advantage of, and it doesn't set you back at all once you get to university and you get going, um, obviously. So you can still have access to all of the same opportunities later on. And the other thing I think is to not worry about a timeline. So, as I mentioned, it's been 7 years since I graduated high school. I did 3 years at a college, and I did 3 years, technically 4 years at UBC, 3 years for a degree, a second degree. I got an Associate of Arts degree at Okanagan College, and then I got my Bachelor of Science degree from UBC. And then now I'm doing a year of non-degree studies, partly so that I could keep working with this club, and partly just to fill in some what I felt like might be gaps in my education, my philosophy education in particular, before going on to philosophy graduate programs. So you don't have to worry about like getting in and getting a degree in 4 years. If you do, that's great. Some people do. But if you aren't sure, then don't worry about like having to pick something right away, and just try things out. And maybe even you can take a gap year. I have friends who did that and traveled around for a year. Can't really do that now with the pandemic, but hopefully in a year or two that would be a good option again, and to just travel around or to work for a little while. And then once you're a little bit older, then you will have a better idea of kind of what you like or how you work and the kind of career that you want. So don't worry about jumping into something and just finishing it and seeing it through if it's not something that you're really, really keen on or that you know you want to do. Just take your time and figure out what's best for you.
A bit related is yeah, I agree with Tegan about not worrying yourself on what you want to do right away, because usually first and second year of university is quite flexible, and changing your major is not as difficult as you might think. So yeah, I had friends that switched from like chemistry to biochemistry and then switched back to chemical biology. So yeah, so like those kind of choices come as like what you will decide once you take like more you know more about the subject and know what you like. Yeah, and then secondly, if you're interested in research, the best is to just approach a professor of a course you're studying, and maybe look at his or her research group's website and read some of the publications before like emailing them, and just like emailing them for opportunity to volunteer in their lab or something. Yeah, so because most of the academic research is opportunities are like done through like directly contacting professors, and there are some clubs at UBC that promote research opportunities for undergraduates, such as the undergraduate research opportunity that they have the research experience program. And there's like a multidisciplinary undergraduate research conference, or MERC, where undergrad students can present their research under a supervisor, even if it's not completed or if it's just hypothetical. You can present like a poster presentation, and that's just very good practice for going into research later. So yeah, those don't want to miss those opportunities.
Those are great opportunities at UBC for undergraduate research. You don't have to be a graduate student to do research. And so I think that brings us to the end of this Q&A session, unless anyone has any last words of wisdom. No? Okay, awesome. Thank you everyone. If you're watching right now or you're watching in the future, we're super happy to have you, and our site will be up until Sunday night. So definitely take a look at that. Okay. Bye everyone.